Funereal Dishonours for Franco. Not only builders of history pass into history, if they pass at all. Others pass as well, like earthquakes, like hurricanes and floods, like the great plagues and great anguishes. Those who try to stop it by pure force of hating, and who destroy a sufficient number of lives. Thus have you passed into history, at last, and with great honours, victor in the most beautiful and sad war, patient destroyer of life and hearts, black hero of Spain, cold-blooded hero, captain general of executions. You have given a name to a time of bullies and killers, to years long as a breadless day, to a plague of fear, silence, and pain, to a mire of history in the history of Spain, which should also have historians. Let your name remain, then, on the title page, that no one may ever forget the sorrow of your name. Norman Bethune, the most humane Canadian of our age, went to Spain when Spain was crying to the world, "Come and see the spilled blood." "My eyes are overflowing," he said, and clouded with blood. He could not look at the bloodshed he was seeing, but the blood of the dead was already just dead blood. The most humane Canadian of our age wrote 30 verses like 30 blasphemies on the blood spilled by the dead, like anti-aircraft, anti-heaven guns, and perhaps were able to shoot down several planes or even an entire squadron of winged hypocrisies. The most humane Canadian of our age, without forgetting the bloodshed, thought of the living blood still fighting. And being himself a poet of another kind, when he saw wounds like terrible flowers of flesh, he rhymed their edges with stitches so that the spilling of blood would stop. But sometimes these flowers suddenly withered, for they had lost too much blood, and the blood of the dead was already just dead blood. The most humane Canadian of our age saw how the guns passed from the hands of the dead and wounded to the living who had no guns in their hands. He thought of the blood, of all the blood of the people of Spain, and saw that it was a sea, a gigantic network of rivers flowing into other rivers which were flowing into the sea, into the immense Red Sea that was defending life. The most humane Canadian of our age climbed on a little truck and went to the front lines with bottles of blood. Having discovered that human veins could flow into human veins, he founded the Servicio Canadense de Transfusión de Sangre, Canadian Blood Transfusion Service. Poetic Asylum for West Flint. Canada, page of snow, I am beginning to write slowly in you the steps of the second part of my life. I almost fear to stain your whiteness with prints of the pain I have brought. To write new verses in the snow, I would want to be white, but I have the color of the life I've lived. The Emigrant's Novel, Chapter 1. When someone grabbed his arms from behind, he wanted to scream, but a hand gagged his mouth. Chapter 2. When someone gagged him from behind, he tried to kick, but his feet were tied. Chapter 3. They did not blindfold him. His eyes had to see the most drawn-out torture of his imprisoned love. Chapter 4. He bit the hand that was gagging his life. He screamed, struggled, broke the bonds. He rescued his hostages and went away. Chapter 5. Rather than become an accomplice or a traitor, he became an immigrant. Epilogue. Someday he will return younger. My name is Don McKay. I edited Poetic Asylum when we published the book in 1991, and I'm reading on behalf of Jesus Lopez Pacheco because he has since, alas, died, and that is a terrific loss for all of us and for poetry. The first poem is To Be Spanish, Sonnet of Love and rancor. I will take your disgraced image with me, your always repeated history, and I will be reborn for life where life is not condemned. You will never be able to complain of me. Coming, I found you sad and vanquished. Vanquished and sad you stand at my leaving. To you I have given my struggle. You have given me nothing. Day by day you have broken my hope, stained me with loathing, with bitterness, killed me living your harsh life. Before you make of me someone I never wished to be, I am going, though I leave my entrails behind. To be Spanish, I rip myself of Spain. Words. 1. Poems are made with words broken by history. If it were not for poets, men would cut their tongues every time they speak. 2. Poems are made by breaking up the words of life so that no one may ever speak without wounding his voice with true life. 3. We all need words. They are not private property. More than mine, words are ours. Yet someone must, in our name, care for them, cast them off, watch them, arrange them, sharpen them, heart's weapons, tools of life and hope.